Monday. There we go. There we go. Let me know if you can hear me. Type of one. I see we got Willie in the building. Good afternoon, Willie. Type of one in the chat if you can hear me. Type of two in the chat if you can hear me, as well as the background audio. Type of two in the chat if you can hear me and the background audio. All right, let me know. Type of two if you can hear the background audio. Should be lo-fi music playing in the background. Awesome. Let me know if it's too loud or if you can hear the music over me. No music. Awesome. Welcome in. We'll go ahead and get started shortly here. Sit of the day. I'm actually going to talk to you about that. So we're going to get that going. We're going to get it going, man. Let's see here. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you so much for joining today. All right. No cam today? Oh no, we're about to get it going here. We're gonna get it going today. Here, let me, as a matter of fact, I'll make it a little easier for you. Make it a little better for you here so you can see me. Now we should be in action, man. We should be in action. Let me know if you can see me. Give me a 3 in the chat if I can be seen as well as heard. Yes, sir. We had to up the quality. Man. So we're gonna give it a solid 3 in the chat for good audio, good video, and as well as a good experience today. We're gonna have some fun, man. How's everybody doing today? I see shout out to Willie, man. You've been definitely supportive of the channel here. Welcome to Buff Sense, man. Where style meets strength and every fragrance packs a punch. We're gonna get it going today. Okay. I got one more thing I need to do. One more thing I'm missing, y'all. One more thing. We're gonna move it here. All right. Okay, so we'll start with scent of the days, man. Drop your scent of the days in the chat here so we can kind of get things going and get moving, man. I wanna see what your take is on some of the fragrances that you're wearing today, and let's get some interaction going in this chat, man. Welcome to Buff Sense. Now should have that music going back on now. See, I got to play around, man. I'm dealing with OBS right now, so literally, so I'm just trying to figure out a few things within OBS system here. I used to stream video games a while back. This was back like post COVID. I used to stream video games, mostly Call of Duty and Fortnite. So this is a little bit of a similar thing that I'm used to doing, but this is a little bit of a different scale for it. All right, so okay, so I see Willie sent my scent of the day was Banana Republic Midnight Hour, but that was at 6 a.m. It wore off now. Oh, Midnight Hour is really good, man. That's like is that like a take on, trying to think of what Midnight Hour could be a take on. Is that like a take on like an Aventus style of DNA? It's like an Aventus Mont Blanc Explorer style fragrance, if I'm not mistaken. That's really good. I found that I think I ran across it one of these days at my local Burlington. I was tempted to grab it here. It's a few Banana Republic fragrances that are heat, man. I'm actually interested. Oh, Blockade. Got it. So it must be prominent on that mango then. Must have that mango in it then. Yeah, Blockade's nice, man. Blockade's really, really nice. All right, so my scent of the day here. Let's go ahead and let me get, hold on. Let me make this a little more personable for you here. So with my scent of the day, I went with a combination of fragrances. It's actually a layering combination that I went with. And I started off with a layer of Blue Talisman oil. And this is the X-Straight. This is a fragrance oil of the X-Straight. And I layered it with Tarot the Electric from Off9. When I say this combination is immaculate, listen, you get certain fragrances that in which you don't feel as if you need the original. It creates so much redundancy within your collection, man. So like my overall premise of my journey for this year more so than anything is eliminating redundancy amongst my collection, man. I don't want to have a lot of fragrances that smell similar. And I want to extend. Yes, blue tallied up, man. Blue tallied up. Feeling good, man. It's very refreshing. That ginger is really refreshing in this fragrance, man. Like that, it's just a refreshing fragrance, bro. Like it's really refreshing, man. It's really refreshing. Like it's just a combination effect there, man. You got the ginger, the orange blossom. It's the pear ginger combo for me. So I'm a real big fan of the ginger note. My favorite fragrances that have ginger in them consist of like your Bulgari Tigers. I'm not a fan of the Louis Vuitton Symphonies and the Cotelage Island Dreams. I'm not a fan of this, man. Let's get that going. Let me get some lighting here. Let me get some lighting over here. Give me 1 second. Let's see. Hopefully that doesn't affect the experience. It shouldn't. I wanted to set up my studio lighting, y'all, but that was just too much of a hefty task. All right, so yeah. Cotelage Island Dreams. It's a good fragrance. It's all right. My wife loves it. I'm just not a fan of the grapefruit ginger in this. Grapefruit ginger musk. You know, it's kind of that fresh spice to me is cool, but I like a warm spicy. I like a warm spice over the fresh spice, man. But yeah, like scent of the day for me, man. I layered it up. That Blue Talisman X-Straight. Let me get it from BJ's Everlasting Oils. highest quality oils that you'll get in the Midwest, guaranteed, man. And I layered it with that off non-Tarati electric. Fire. It's nice, man. This is good. It is. It's very sharp. It's like you just literally squeeze a grapefruit. Like, it's a very prominent grapefruit note. A very prominent grapefruit note on that, man. But overall, it's an okay fragrance. I'm not gonna say it's bad. I'm not gonna say it's great. It's okay. It's subpar. I'm gonna say it's subpar. Simply because there's so many other scent profiles out there that have those same fragrance makeups that smell much better, in my opinion. But then again, that's based upon my experience and my taste. So what may be fitting for me may not be fitting for everyone. So we'll leave it to that. So today, last stream, we went over, basically we did an unboxing over 2 fragrances. One fragrance being, actually we did an unboxing over 2 fragrances last go around. That was the Toomey 19 Degree. And then we also did the, all right, we'll talk about that, Willie. We'll talk about that in a second. I'm not gonna say I mess with the clones and cheapies just like you. I have my own take on cheapies, man. Like, I go for functionality, and a lot of the fragrances that I have that are expensive, I utilize them in certain situations. So, like with my favorite entry level niche house Parfum de Marly, I utilize those for business meetings and things of that such because I'm always in a suit and tie. So it's really speculative. It's really subjective and relative to what I got going on. But yeah, I know. Let's recap. Let's recap real quick here. So last stream we went through 2 fragrances we did an unboxing on. Was Toomey 19 Degree as well as the Prada Luna Rossa Black. Both of those fragrances seem to be fairly decent. I actually took the time out to wear one of those fragrances for the week, and that fragrance actually surprised me, man. Like the leather raspberry birch combo, it surprised me. It made me feel good, I would say. It made me feel good. But we'll get into our week of wears. I'll get into the week of wears today, as well as we'll talk about a few other fragrances. So but yeah, so let's go ahead and so when it comes to, I see we have Willie saying that I see you mess with the clones and cheapies like me. Yeah, I mess with clones and cheapies because I don't want, listen, leather, raspberry, and birch, bro. That must be that to me. Yes, man, listen, dude, this is crazy. This is like, you would think with this fragrance, man, you would think this would be similar to like that Azzaro Most Wanted Elixir, the Elixir Absolute. I think that Absolute Elixir, something like that. But no, it's not, man. Like, this fragrance is really good, bro. Like, it caught me off guard. It was like a mix. It's a mix between like your Aventus Absolute. It's a mix between Aventus Absolute and Tuscan Leather, bro. Like Aventus Absolute and Tuscan Leather. If let's just say, if Aventus Absolute if Creed Aventus Absolute and Tom Ford Tuscan Leather had a baby and called it Raspberry, you're here in the world, living in the world. Look at the design on that bottle. Decent. Atomizer, locks. And it's magnetic too, y'all. It locks. Locks into place. The 19 degrees fire. But yeah, like, I took the liberty of wearing that fragrance for one of the days of the week. So we'll start with our first fragrance. That was my Monday. With my first fragrance on Monday, I went with a combination. I'm usually not into layering fragrances, but I wanted to bring this fragrance out because I believe on my skin, it kind of lacks the longevity and it kind of lacks that punch that's needed from it, especially with the scent profile that it has. It's a very reminiscent scent profile of a very recognizable and popular DNA. But yeah, so let's see. All right, so I went with, for Monday, I went with, from the house of Michael Malul, from the Couture series, 511 Black Tie. So this is a nice fragrance, man. So as stated earlier, this is a reminiscent DNA of the Dior Sauvage scent. More so along the lines of the EDP, but not the EDT. It's not as striking as the EDT, but it is reminiscent of the EDP leaning towards the parfum. So with this fragrance itself, instead of it having live fruits being derived from, it has dried fruits. It has the dried fruits in it, and it definitely has that lavender punch to it. So similar to the other fragrances, has ambroxan at the base. But the thing about this fragrance, it does lack the longevity. So I went ahead and layered it with Maison Alhambra Malacline Series 2. Malacline Series 2. Fire combo, man. Now this is pure ambroxan. So this is ambroxan in its pure form. So I just wanted to amplify. Okay, he said I've been thinking about copying some Tumis. I've seen a lot of them at the racks. It's the crazy part about it. The ones that you see at the racks, you won't see anywhere else. Honestly, I'm just keeping it honest with you. Like the ones that I've seen at the rack stores will be like Tumi Continuum, and that one, I'm not too fond of the Continuum. I'm sure you probably saw like Continuum, probably, I don't know if you saw Atlas or Awaken, probably Awaken or Awaken Distilled, either of those two. I have Awaken and Awaken Distilled. It was gifted to me by a friend that was the fragrance manager at Nordstrom. They closed down and he just gifted me a few fragrances before they left. But yeah, like this is really good for layering, man. This is a good base. If you want to put something on top of it, definitely brings out that fragrance, man. It makes it a little bit more sweeter too. Give a little bit more punch to it. But yeah, day one, Monday. Monocline Series 2, Michael Malul, Couture, 511 Black Tie. All right, and my friend says nothing, really says nothing from Michael Malul really hit for me, the ones I've tried anyway. Yeah, it depends. Michael Malul is hit or miss, man. That's one thing that I did recognize. I have quite a few Michael Malul fragrances. That Michael Malul and Mancera were my entryway into niche fragrances. More so than anything. My first niche fragrance was, I believe, Mancera Cedric Boise. And I mean, that kind of opened the world for me for the leather lemon. It's the leather lemon for me. I love it. But it's a good fragrance, in my opinion. But needless to say, Michael Malul is very hit or miss. It depends on the fragrance DNA that you're buying. Some of those really lack longevity. Some of those really lack projection. But it depends on certain situations and circumstances and what the utility is of the fragrance. He said my first niche was Initio Paragon. See, man, see. See, you're a good one, man. You're a good one. The only reason why I say that is because Initio Paragon is a particular fragrance, simply because that's not a fragrance that you typically think of when getting into niche fragrances. You know, most people go through your Bond Number 9s, your MFKs, Bond Number 9, MFK, it's a few other niche brands that I'm failing to mention, but entry level wise that are good ways, like Nishane. Once I followed up with Michael Malul and Mancera, I got into Nishane, and I bought Hachivat, Oolong Cha, Fan Your Flames, Ani X. Now those fragrances are more situational. Those are my babies. And me, for instance, I'm stingy with my niche fragrances, man. I am stingy with my niche because if I'm spending money on it, I'm a family man with children. I'm married with children, man. I own a home. And fragrance is considered an accessory of mine. It's an extension of myself. And depending on what it is, no one sees my bottles, man. You're not seeing my bottle. All you deal with is the experience that I give you. Anytime you see a guy come in, wide shoulders and a suit on, you're not gonna think, oh, he's wearing a $20 fragrance. You're gonna think, oh, he smells nice. So I don't really gauge it based upon price point. I gauge it upon experience and how it makes me feel. And if it's something my wife likes, like I'm not going to wear fragrance if my wife doesn't like it. I'm just keeping it honest. Like if it's something I like and my wife doesn't like, I'm not going to wear it around her. I'm not gonna really wear it seldomly because she's an ultimate judge. I'm gonna actually have her on the stream soon here as well, and we're gonna do a lot of fragrance reviews, more so on the niche side. We're gonna do niche fragrance reviews with her and lean towards female perfumery. So I think that's gonna be very nice because she definitely has a great nose. Women, you typically have that nose, man. They usually have it. But yeah, so that was day one, Monday. So day two, which is Tuesday, I went ahead and went with the Toomey 19 degree. Very beautiful bottle, man. Beautiful. If your hands are greasy, I have really oily skin, so if your hands are greasy, then, you know, you might cause a little trouble to the bottle, but needless to say, it's a really great fragrance, man. I'm a huge fan of the genetic makeup of the fragrance, man. And that 19 degree, that 19 degree, let's get it pulled up here real quick, y'all. Let's get it pulled up real quick here. So let's go ahead and move on. Let me see. All right, let's see. We're gonna move. You see my stream here. It's crazy, right? I gotta get it together, man. There we go. I had it on the wrong screen, man. Say, get it together, man. All right, so Toomey 19 degree. This is a fragrance that I went with, and I'm using Fragrantica as a resource simply because Parfumo, they have things, but a lot of people, I mean, I can use Parfumo as well. As a matter of fact, I prefer to use Parfumo first, but the main notes of the fragrance is just the bergamot, saffron, thyme, raspberry, suede, birch, leather, musk, and sandalwood. I majorly get, for the majority of time, I get that raspberry, suede, birch, and the bergamot. It doesn't really hit for me. I don't really get much of the bergamot or the saffron to it. I get a little bit of the thyme. It definitely promotes a little bit of that earthiness to the fragrance, but I really mostly get the raspberry leather. I get the raspberry leather and birch, and that's why part of why I actually get the mixture of Aventus and let's see. Do they have the similar what it smells like? Let me see here. They should have that on here as well. So yeah. So my point exactly. Excuse me. Absolute Aventus from 2023, which is basically the same batch from the one from last year. So don't pay that any mind. Same kind of genetic makeup. I definitely get the Aventus DNA in that. But let me take a look at this time for Tuscan leather, because I don't own Tuscan leather. I own ombre leather, old ombre leather, and the OG ombre, but I don't own Tuscan. I know Drake talked about this quite often, but let's see. Yeah, this one. Yeah, okay. And see, yep, that's crazy. The raspberry saffron thyme. That's exact. Almost a very similar scent profile. So that's a very, very similar scent profile. Very similar. That's similar. That's crazy. That's crazy, y'all. That's crazy work. Crazy work, might I say. Let's get this music back going, man. So yeah, that's crazy work, man. All right, so that was a good take on the mixture, the combination of both DNAs, man. That was a good take on the combination of both DNAs. So, but yeah, for that fragrance itself, I went with, for that day, definitely wanted to go with something more masculine. I was in a suit and tie. Tuesdays are my heaviest day of the week, in which I usually have like a full slate of meetings, but I do train throughout the middle of the day. So I train for a good 2 hours throughout the day, so, and that kind of separates my day, helps keeps me grounded. But yeah, I went with Tuesday. I went with Toomey 19 degree. So let's go ahead and move on to Wednesday. And Wednesday's fragrance is, whew, listen, Wednesday's fragrance is a sleeper. However, people know the scent profile. They know it. Everyone, if you're not, I would say I wouldn't consider you to be a fragrance enthusiast, fragrance connoisseur, fragrance reviewer, fragrance influencer if you're not familiarized with this DNA. It doesn't have to be the specific fragrance itself, whether or not the concentration being in parfum, eau de toilette. But trust me, you notice. I went with an OG on Wednesday. Polo, deep blue parfum. Look at that dent. This is one of my favorites, y'all. This is one of my favorites, man. Like, this is truthfully one of my favorite fragrances, bro. Like, I fell in love with this fragrance last summer. Like, I just got it last summer. I had a bottle of the OG Polo Blue, and then I got a bottle of the Polo Blue Parfum. And I came across this. One of my buddies, he actually sells perfumes and fragrances locally. So I went ahead and I got with him and got this. I think I got this for about 80 bucks. Got this for about 80 bucks. But yeah, this was really nice. So it definitely has that reminiscent smell of that mango in it. You know, that I would say that original blue DNA, you know. So this is crazy, man. This is a crazy one, I would have to say, with it being, you know, with it being a fragrance that, let's see, let's go ahead and, yeah. So with this being a fragrance that's within the blue category, that is specifically intended for the warmer months, this fragrance is a hitter. This could be considered a signature scent for those months. It depends on how the longevity hits on your skin. Now, if it's not a good fragrance on skin, now we might have some questions. You know, we might actually have some questions about it, but definitely sits within the aromatic, fresh, spicy realm to it. But this is a really good fragrance with the mango note in it. Just about with every other blue fragrance you'll find, or blue scents, you'll find that geranium and clary sage combo, which kind of acts as a bridge into the base notes. And this one has an ambroxan base, so you can definitely get the ambroxan out of it. So it's really good, smooth. It's not overbearing. That's the thing about it. It's not an overbearing fragrance, man. Let's see, I can't be heard, huh? Let's see. Can I not be heard? Let me know if I can be heard here. If you're in the chat, let me know. Will, if you're still there, let me know. But let me know if I can still be heard. I just want to make sure. All right, thank you. I appreciate it. I can hear you. Yeah, but yeah, this was a good Wednesday, man. Wednesdays are my active rest days, so I just do fasted cardio. I do a good hour fasted cardio, and I usually wear this and I'll refresh after the gym. So this is a really good day, easygoing day for me on Wednesday. So I didn't have too much going on, and the weather was showing us love that day. So Wednesday, Polo Deep Blue Parfum, Ralph Lauren. All right. So Thursday, I wanted to test out a new fragrance. One of the fragrances that I unboxed on, one of the fragrances that I unboxed on stream. This was Thursday, was a kind of a bit of a rainy day. So I don't think it was truthfully fitting for the fragrance itself. But the fragrance itself is very metallic, very green. I'm not gonna say it's mass appealing, but it is easy to like. However, the situation has to be right. So if you're not wearing this fragrance when it's hot outside, or if it's situationally speaking, such as like if you're playing sports outdoors, this fragrance might not hit for you. But it in my opinion, this fragrance is okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It's mid-tier in my opinion. You know, on a scale of 1 to 10, since I don't do 7s, on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't go below 5. 5 is my lowest. Scale of 1 to 10, it's a good 6.5 for me. 6 or 6.5. But I went with from the House of Hermes, H24 Eau de Toilette. So this one, it's okay. It's a good one, man. It's all right. It's all right. You definitely, like with this, it's very simple. It has a very simple and unique, it has a simple yet unique scent profile to it. Metallic, green, sporty, and fresh. If you can combine all of those together, that's where you get the clary sage, the narcissus, the rosewood, and the sclerine. Sclerine, whatever you want to call it. Sclerine. Yeah. But yeah, this was a good one. This was a good one. This was a good one. So from Thursday, went with H24 from House of Hermes, and this is the Eau de Toilette. Now, don't let your fragrances sit, man. Wear your fragrances. If you're not going to wear them, get rid of them. Honestly, then you'll be doing yourself a disservice, because I have it bad buying fragrances and never wearing them again, man. So this might be one of those that I put up for sale for dirt. I might sell this for like $50, man. Brand new bottle. But it's not more so in my lane. I like more fresh, I'll say fresh, floral, fruity. If I can lean towards that way, especially with my warm weather fragrances. So, but yeah, Friday, moving on to Friday, I went with a banger. I went one that pretty much everyone knows, very popular, Scent DNA. We actually spoke on it a little bit earlier. And yeah, I think this one comes few far in between the OG and its successor, as people say, from Maison Azrar. I went with Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. Fire bottle. I love that concrete, man. I'm a sucker for white florals. I am a sucker for it. That's why I like this fragrance over. I'm not going to say I like it over the OG. I have a sample of the OG upstairs. I'm not going to say I like it over the OG, but I don't need the OG because I have this. I don't like the iteration from Maison Azrar as well, simply because the edition from Maison Azrar, I believe it's Vanguard, is very much smoky. It is so smoky. It's so I'm not a smoky guy. I like the pineapple white florals more in this fragrance than I do the smokiness from that iteration. So, as in comparison, fruity sweet white floral citrus amber, man, sweetness at its finest, man. This is the final boss of the week, I would consider. Friday final boss, man. I went with Afnan Supremacy Collector's Edition. Fire. This is a banger, y'all. I wonder how this will work with layering. I wonder what you would layer with this. He said, I love that collector's edition. Yeah, man. The collector's edition is really nice, bro. I got collector's edition before it was hyped. I got it before it was hyped because I was just now getting into the lower, I would say the inexpensive fragrance realm. Not necessarily the cheapy realm, but inexpensive fragrances. Like, I consider an inexpensive fragrance to be anywhere between $20 and $100, basically. So anything under $100 is considered a cheapie, in my opinion, because MSRP starts off at usually $119 on a lot of fragrances. So yeah, but that pretty much wraps up my week. A fragrance that I did want to discuss here is it's going to be a versatility fragrance that I call a Swiss Army knife of fragrances. It's not expensive, but yet it doesn't smell cheap at the same time. It's been out for quite some time now. The fragrance itself, it's been out for quite some time now, and the fragrance itself came out in 2017. Now, let me know if you can guess the fragrance by the genetic breakdown of the notes. All right. So, pear, bergamot at the top, kumquat at the top, lavender at the top, and grapefruit at the top. This is within in which I consider the inexpensive fragrance realm, which would be from the house of Coach for Men. Fire bottle, man. Look cool, little bottle, little gradient there. Now this smells good. This is slept on, man. I don't think anyone uses this. Like, I'm gonna put out a video. I'm gonna put out a video soon about the essentials, in which this list of fragrances are fragrances that you could consider essential throughout time, and they're going to specialize in versatility and the elimination of redundancy. So this fragrance is very versatile. You can wear this is a 4-season fragrance. I got a little bitty bottle, man, but I got some. It's to the point where I'm only buying 30 mls and 50 mls at this point. If it's a full bottle, that's the only thing available. So I'll be lucky to get a full bottle. But this is considered a Swiss Army knife, man, because the dry down on it definitely has it's a suede and ambergris dry down to it. So that definitely smooths the fragrance out. It gives it much more of a smooth touch as it eases through the day. With the opening on it, which that kumquat, pear, and bergamot combo, it gives you a different citrus feel. Think of the prototypical polo shirt. So you can wear this with a polo shirt. This is a good casual wear fragrance. You can dress it up, dress it down. Yeah, you can dress it up, dress it down. Where am I? Yeah, you can dress it up, dress it down. Let's get some smells on this, man. Let me get my nose on this. So, yeah, the top notes consist of green nashi pear, bergamot, and kumquat, which definitely brings out that fresh, fruity woodiness, like opening. But the pear, I get a little bit of pear. I mostly get the kumquat, man. All right, so let's get a spray on it. Let's get a spray going. Yeah, that smells good, man. It's decent. It's not bad. It's not bad. He says, I'm not familiar with a lot of Coach. Coach isn't bad. It's got it has my basement studio smelling amazing right now. I'm gonna tell you that. I will say, if you can get your nose on any of the Coach fragrances, I would recommend for you to try Coach, the original Coach for Men. I would say this time, right around this time, it's best suited for its subordinate Coach Green, which has a prominent kiwi note in it, which is kind of along the lines. This Coach Green is more so along the lines of your Parfum Zamali Greenly. It's definitely fresh, aromatic, has a bit of a woodiness dry down to it, and it's definitely has that citrus kiwi opening, so it's really nice. Now this is good too. You definitely get the kumquat right up top. That's what makes this fragrance so unique, because it doesn't smell like any other fragrance that you would smell with citrus at the top. Any other designer, I would say, that you would smell with citrus at the top. So you can definitely get with this. I think I paid I don't know how much I paid for this. I bought this from a rack store, I believe. I think I bought this from a rack store, man. I think I paid like maybe 40, 50 bucks for it. Excuse me. I think I paid maybe 40 or 50 bucks. So the middle notes consist of cardamom, coriander, and geranium. Geranium is going to help promote that versatility. But the base of it, man, I think it has vetiver in the base, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I smell that vetiver, man. Vetiver and suede. Yeah, so in the base you get, let me see what we got here in the notes. So in the base you get ambergris, suede, amberwood, and Haitian vetiver. So yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, this is a good one, man. I would say this is an easy blind buy fragrance. Yeah, this is an easy blind buy fragrance, man. I say that juicy pear and bergamot opening kind of leans towards that fresh, clean, and professional vibe to it. So versatility, man, at its best, and it's great value. It has great value to it. You don't have to worry about spending too much, but that suede and ambergris drawdown, that's fire, man. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. So yeah. So we're gonna keep it rolling, man. We're gonna keep it rolling, man. So, question for you. I see we have one in the chat. Let's see. He said, I think might go with my ooh for greatness clone tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Ooh for greatness is it's cool. That's a good subtle oud, man. It's not too crazy or anything like that, man. So let's what we're gonna do real quick here. We're gonna go based upon the last fragrances that we went here. What I want you to do here, since I'm doing most of us, and shout out to those those who are tuning in from Instagram and TikTok. So thank you so much for joining today. Thanks. I just added you all in. So welcome to Buff Sense, where style meets strength and every fragrance packs a punch. Previously, we went through my weekly wears in regards to my wears through the days of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Monday being Couturage from Michael Malloy Black Tie, layered with Malakline 02 from Maison Alhambra, which is pure ambroxan. Punchy fragrance, punchy day. Tuesday, we went in with the Toomey 19 degree leather raspberry birch combo of Creed Aventus or Aventus Absolute Tuscan leather combined. So if you have a baby named Raspberry, father being Aventus, mother being Tuscan leather, there you go. You know, but you like oud? I am very particular in my oud. It has to be really high quality oud. As a matter of fact, you can make me go. I got a cheapy oud that I like. I like the what is it? The French Avenue Azur oud. I like that one. I actually like that one. I like Azur oud. That's a good one, man. That's like it reminds me of what fragrance does that remind me of? It reminds me of a Mason Crivelli fragrance. Yeah, it reminds me of a passion fruit, leather, and oud, man. Like I'm a sucker for leather, man. And then that oud, it kind of sets it off. Yeah. So your preference here, put it in the chat. Let's see if you want to go with fresh or sweet fragrances for the spring. Just put in the chat fresh or sweet, you know, in the chat, and let me know what you're picking. What your preference is. If you want to go with fresh fragrances, if you like your fresher aquatic fragrances, or if you like your sweet aquatic fragrances. You know, or if you like your sweet, subtle, sweet, darker fragrances, you know, woody fragrances, just type that in the chat, man. Let me know what your thoughts are. It said passion fruit oud. Yeah. See, that passion fruit oud combo is different, man. That passion fruit oud combo is really, really different. See Willie, one thing about that fragrance, man, that kind of sets it off is that I prefer, so that fragrance is good, but I have its older brother as well, but I don't have the Mason Crivelli iteration. Was it Oud Maracuja? I don't have the Mason Crivelli iteration. The iteration of that fragrance DNA that I do have, it's called Passion Fruit from Fugazi. Man, you gonna make me go upstairs. So Fugazi, the Passion Fruit, that one has like a passion fruit mango ginger combo. you know, but it also has like that oud in it as well. So it's really nice. But I think it has oud through the lens of agar wood. And it also has, I think it has like a cypriol note in it. So yeah, so that's a good one, man. That's really nice. Like I've been tapping into fugazi. I got not vanilla powder, I'm sorry. Mistaken. Angel dust. I have angel dust coming in, so I've been kind of tapping into that house, that fragrance house. So kind of want to see what they have to offer, because they're fairly new. You know, they're fairly new. He says, I prefer Oriental fragrances. Yes, Oriental fragrances are really nice, man. They're really nice, man. I like the Oriental side of things as well, man. They kind of, you know, they kind of give you a different light, you know, a different light, and it kind of promotes a different perception on you, with those particular scent profiles and DNAs, man. You know, so let's see. As far as Oriental, I don't have anything down here that's Oriental spice, honestly. Yeah, all of these are just fruit fresh and fruity, man. But let's see here. Okay. Okay. So, quick question for everyone in the chat right now. Now, do you have any fragrances that you think are overrated that are recent releases? I do believe that I have a few fragrances in mind that could be overrated, could be considered overrated, but we're not gonna go there. I mean, I can go there. We can go there. As a matter of fact, let's go there. Let's discuss it. Let's talk about it a little bit. So, let's start with one fragrance in mind that I have that I believe to be a bit overrated. Comes from the house of Maison Azrar, and I'm sure you probably already know what it is. Thriller. It does not smell like YSL 6 at all, in my opinion. YSL 6 is one of my suit and tie fragrances. No. I got a 5 ml of Thriller just to see what it smelled like, and it did not remind me of YSL 6 in any type of way, man. It actually kind of made me upset. It kind of made me upset by the take on it, because with the pepper, bergamot, saffron combo in it, that just didn't do it for me. You know, like the opening didn't really do it, but the dry down was kind of similar. I would say the dry down was fairly similar to the original DNA with the sandalwood vanilla combo to it, but it just didn't. You can't compare YSL's private line, man. Tuxedo. 6, like, those are my two hitters, man. You know, those are my two hitters. You can't compare. I can't compare Maison Azrar Thriller to the quality of the leather and the suede that's in YSL 6. Definitely high status profile at its best. Creamy resonance, man. Like, it's just a high quality fragrance, man. It's masterfully put together, you know. And the crazy part about it is, my wife could pull it off. I believe my wife could pull it off. And it lasts forever, man. Maison Azrar Thriller, it lasts for a little bit, but it doesn't hit that far on my skin. But he says, I like fresh and fruity too. By far my least favorite is sweet gourmands. Yeah. Y'all, you want to know something crazy? I am not a fan of liquid brun. I don't like it. I don't like liquid brun. Not a fan at all, man. Liquid brun doesn't do it for me. I'm not a fan of that Altair DNA. Even the OG, not a fan of it. Personally. I believe it's a little bit too pungent for me. I like fragrances to be a bit more smooth. You know, a bit more smooth. Like, honestly, as a comparison, I would compare, as far as smoothness, Amore Cafe from Mansera, for instance. Amore Cafe from Mansera. He said, yes, it's too sweet to me, man. The Altair is too sweet. But I found something that's not as bad. That's not as bad, honestly. So Mason Asrar, no, I'm sorry, not Mason Asrar, but Off9. Let's see, I think I might have something here. Okay, yeah, I think we got a little one up here. So we'll cut it in about 10 minutes here. So Mason, I mean not Mason, that's wrong. F9, they dropped that historic line in which they have like pillars. They look like pillars. So they have the historic Omega, which is like a culmination of Dylan Blue, Luna Rossa Ocean, and like basically all of your designer blues kind of mixed together. So definitely has like a Dylan Blue, Blue de Chanel, Prada Luna Rossa Ocean mixture. And then you have historic Sahara, which I believe dropped last year, if I'm not mistaken. I think that dropped last year. Yeah, dropped last year. And that is, it's their take on the Parfums de Molly Altair DNA. And this one is more masculine in my opinion. The thing that makes it different for me is that it definitely tones down on the sweetness and brings out a little bit more of that masculinity in the fragrance. It kind of changes it from, he said, what do you recommend for a fresh cologne in the spring? My friend, Gary Brown. My brother, Shiaka Snow from Cod Lodge. It'll save you a pretty penny. It smells. It depends on your budget, but it depends on your budget. But if you're wanting to look for something inexpensive, my inexpensive range is anything between $20 and $100. You know, but you can get a lot of smaller bottles, less than $100 for higher end designers. But if you're trying to stay within that style or within the designer realm, Prada Paradigm is really nice. I would recommend Prada Paradigm. And I think I told you this already, man. I think me and you, we talked already about this. And I told you, Prada Paradigm is the way to go. It's very slept on. People don't expect you to smell like Prada Paradigm. And Paradigm is really nice. I'm actually going to get a full bottle of that. I only have like a little 10 ml. I have a 10 ml mini of that fragrance. And I have the fragrance oil, but it depends. For yourself, Gary, honestly, I would say, yeah, Prada Paradigm would be great for you. Luna Rossa Ocean EDT or EDP would be good for you. And I believe that that's something that the wife would enjoy as well. He said he never tried the Meteor DNA. Listen, Willie, if you don't know, now you know. This and his brother Shadow. Listen, Bad Boy Cobalt, Meteor. So good, man. These are really good iterations of those original fragrances, bro. Like, they really push it. Now, this is like, I would consider Shiaka Snow to be like a clean linen fragrance, I would say. It's very clean. It's very bright. It's very clean, man. It's very bright. It's very clean. Right up top, you get that mandarin. The mandarin off top with the combination of the neroli. Listen. I'm telling you. And it's a vetiver. It's a vetiver. So just imagine that mandarin, neroli, and vetiver, man. And I think it has cardamom. He said, try the Moon by Frederick Mall. I might probably, I'll put that on the list. As a matter of fact, let me put that on my list. Let's see. Because I'm getting my list together for my haul. I'm doing a haul, testing haul here. Yeah, I'm doing a testing haul. So right now, the testing haul that I have, what do I have on here? I got Xerjoff Acyl. I have Xerjoff Acyl. I have, let's see, I just got the Mancera. I have Mancera Black Gold. I have Juliet Has a Gun Ex Vetiver. I got Nasamato Pardon as well on there. Got that Nasamato Pardon on my list. So I'm going to get most likely I'm going to get 10 ml of all of those. So I'm going to go ahead and add it. He said on me, to me, it's more of a berry take on the maracuja DNA. That's like, let's see. Yeah. So the moon came out a while ago, huh? That's a fairly old fragrance. Interesting. Juliet Raskinette. Julian Raskinette. I see what you're saying. Strawberry, raspberry, lychee. Oh, okay. Okay. I like that. I like that. We're going to put that on the list, man. I'm a fan of the sandalwood Cypriol combo. I think we talked about this in the previous fragrance. The sandalwood Cypriol. That combo is really nice. I know that dry down is going to smell immaculate. Turkish Rose, immaculate. So the Moon by Frederic Malle is an oriental floral fragrance for men and women. The Moon was launched in 2019. The nose behind the fragrance is Julian Raskinette. Top notes of raspberry, lychee, saffron, blackberry, and strawberry. Middle notes, red berries, Turkish rose, red currant, olibanum, and violet. Base notes of agarwood, amber, leather, patchouli, sandalwood, cypriol, and leather. That's nice. That's nice. That's gonna be a hitter. That's gonna be an intoxicating scent. I can see it. I think that's probably gonna be more suited. I think that might be kind of suited towards your fall and winter side though. Let's see. Gary Brown says, how do you feel about Azzaro Most Wanted, and is it better to wear it in the summertime or wintertime? Me, personally, based upon my preference, I wear my Azzaro Most Wanted in transitional seasons. So I usually wear it from fall going into winter and winter going into spring. So you're kind of more in your winter, colder weather. I'll say colder weather. With you being in the same area, basically geographical area as me, similarly, you could also, a good recommendation I can give you would also be the YSL Myself line, whether it being the Absolute, the YSL Myself Absolute, or the YSL EDP. I wouldn't recommend to lean towards the Parfum, simply because the Parfum is a little bit more dense and heavier of a fragrance. It's not as fresh anymore. You kind of lean towards the sweet side. It's very sweet. I got that upstairs. It's very sweet. But you can also do the Prada Paradigm, YSL Myself EDP, or the YSL Myself Absolute. But the Azzaro Most Wanted, you could also, honestly, I wouldn't, if I'm going to do Azzaro is kind of a situational fragrance for me now. Like, I don't really dive deep into the Azzaro, man. But right now, I mean, of course, you can never go wrong with, if you're going with Azzaro, Chrome, you know. And Willie, you may not like Chrome, but Chrome is another take on this. Chrome is the OG of this. Chrome and Meteor are neck and neck, man. Chrome is the designer version of Meteor, and this is the inexpensive version. So either of the three, whatever is fitting to your price point, go with it, man. If you like it, I love it, honestly. See, Chrome EDP, nice. What do you think of Chrome EDP? That's the question. Like that. Like, do you believe it to be super sharp? Because it is a fairly sharp fragrance. It's fresh, sharp, a little powdery. Let me know your thoughts. All right, so I got a couple minutes left on here on stream, y'all. I just basically streamed today to kind of set up the main profile that we have for today, and kind of make sure that I got everything in place to make sure that the quality is there. I just want to make sure that I'm able to give you the best experience that I can and the best viewing pleasure that I can. Yeah. What's up, Bodie? Okay. Yes, sir. So, yeah, so we'll go ahead and go back to heme here. All right. Let's see. All right. Yeah. He says, nice, just kind of basic. It is. I agree. I agree. It is kind of basic, man. It's not gonna get you everything you need out of it. It depends on what situation you're wearing it for. That's a good fragrance you will wear. Honestly, I'd wear that to like a picnic, outdoor event, like an outdoor all white event. You could bust that. You want to have something that gives you that fresh, clean linen vibe. That way, you don't want to feel overbearing. I mean, you don't want to smell overbearing to others. You want to be very easily approachable. He said, Buff, another recommendation if you like fruity is from a small house called La Verde. The fragrance is called Zion's Gold. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see. Is that on Parfumo? Is that on Parfumo? Let's see. Zion's Gold. Okay. Ah, got it. Okay. La Verde. It's not on fragrance or Parfuma. You have to go on their site. So yeah, I'm going on their site. So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna check that out. In the meantime, Willie, but I thank everyone for joining me today. I'll definitely be going live again. I might actually go live sometime later on today, depending on what it is, and we'll discuss a few more fragrance topics. We might lean into some designer and niche. So we'll regroup here, and I just want to thank everyone for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Right here, say bye.
Bye.
All right, thank you so much for joining in. We're Buff Sense, we're Style Meets Strength, and every fragrance packs a punch. Have a good day, y'all.
Yeah, Bubba get out her crib by